Mr. Duffy, the development of a system such as this, what does it mean for rural telephone subscribers?
Well, Sean, you're moving into really the high-tech area, and if you look at the size of that exchange for 384 subscribers, it's not that long ago that it would have taken up virtually 3 rooms the size of this. So it's part of that enormous program that Telecom have undertaken to give telephone services of the same quality that we take for granted in metropolitan and many regional areas to the rural and remote areas of this country.
Telecoms often come under criticism for, from the public about excessive profits, etc., etc. Does development such as this put lay to those claims? Does it say that they are groundless? Telecom is spending that money doing something.
Well, the excessive profit one I almost think is one that is laughable when people talk about that. You're talking about an operation of $5 billion a year, operations and maintenance, and you're talking about a profit of 320 odd million. But the crucial factor in relation to that is what's done with it, and it's exactly the point you made, that it goes straight back into the system for future research and then for the development and maintenance of the existing system. So really it is a very baseless criticism that so many people floundering around for some sort of policy. One of the easy things to do is to start pouring buckets on Telecom, and one of the points I made here today, even when you look at an issue like prices, Telecom have been able to hold price increases to about less than half of the CPI.
Some of the work that's going on at the moment, what direction do you see telecommunications in Australia going?
Well, I think that other than in Australia, if you go anywhere else, people are prepared to say to you that the technology in this country is as good as anywhere and very highly respected. The area that we had the difficulty in was in the rural and remote areas, and this government has endorsed a $400 million program whereby we have said that Telecom will be able to in fact provide telephones to any person in this country who wants one by 1990, and that is an objective which Telecom are pursuing, and it's an objective which this government totally supports and was the first government to actually formally endorse.
Right. Now, on the other question, Minister, about bringing television to the outback through the satellite system, there's been some complaints about one of the suggested or proposed methods of licensing. Claims that could, from the networks, claims that could put them under further competitive pressure, and claims from academics that it's just creating new monopolies.
Yes, well, I noticed there was a story today about that, and the claims you refer to from academics, as sometimes is their way, of course, they didn't put up any alternatives. But I'd like to put quite clearly at this stage that the press reports this week in relation to the decisions of the government are speculation because of the fact that there are options which the government are considering, the sort of matter you're referring to, which I think the linchpin of that was in fact a shift away from the 2 licence rule, is one of the options and is one of the matters that obviously the government will be considering, but no decision has been made on it, so there's a fair amount of speculation at this stage. If in fact there are other people in this country who ultimately are in a position where they are in a more strategic position from the point of view of television distribution, well, I don't know that the fact that people who have for since 1956 really been the sole distributors. I suppose naturally they're going to have some criticism of that, but I don't think a great deal.
Well, when making the decision about the final system, licensing system, what is going to be your main basis of the decision?
Well, basically I think the prime objective is to move.
Big Telecom guy, and they were discussing last Pittsburgh.
Lyric.